Now, the difference between an average person and billionaires is essentially nothing. Unfortunately, that nothing comes with 9 extra zeros attached, and that's apparently the point where someone stops living in the same reality as everyone else. Some people refer to them as lizard people. I just noticed that they no longer see the same world, follow the same rules, or deal with normal people anymore. As for the regular person, you still move through actual society. You see broke people, normal people, and people doing better than you. But billionaires don't. Everyone around them is either extremely rich, extremely useful, or extremely well paid to keep all the peasants away. After a while, they stop understanding how normal people even think. That's why billionaires often have more in common with the homeless than they do the regular working people. Both don't pay taxes, both do drugs no one's heard of, and both go to fictional places. So, how to even become a billionaire? Everyone's had that shower thought. What if a million people each gave me $1? Most of us laugh, finish our shower, and go back to our actual jobs. The people who ended up with the billions apparently decided that that was a serious business plan. Take Netflix. Someone looked at Blockbuster and thought, what if instead of people driving to a store, we just mailed the movie to them for $15 a month? That was the entire idea. Now they're worth $320 billion. Tesla and SpaceX came from Elon thinking, what if cars didn't need gas and could drive themselves? And what if I got so bored I took those same cars and launched them into space just to see what would happen? Then Mark Lizerberg created Facebook on the premise of what if I create a website where everyone talks to each other and I get to sell their data? It's less of a social network and more of a very large, very profitable aquarium where the fish don't even know they're in a tank. There are only about 800 billionaires in the entire United States. Meanwhile, if you own a home in most cities right now, you're closer to being a millionaire than most people realize. Now, these people aren't just rich, they're genuinely fucking strange. There's a clip of Peter Thiel being asked by someone on a podcast whether the human race should survive. Then he takes 15 full seconds to answer with the classic, yes, but. Even Kim Jong-un knows the answer to that question in less than 1 second. Most of them act like cartoon villains who bought the factory and now do their evil laugh in board meetings. And then there's Warren Buffett. Granted, he is donating his money to charity when he passes, but he thinks he's like everyone else because his main house is the same house he bought in 1958 with pocket change. Now, once you've bought everything, the only real flex left is having a bigger boat. Their side quests are genuinely unhinged, getting ratioed on Twitter by teenagers because infinite money still can't buy good comebacks. Then going to space because regular vacations are for people who have to come back to work on Monday. Exploring the ocean seafloor in a submarine that looks like it was designed by someone who failed basic engineering. Sometimes it ends exactly how you'd expect, immediately. Apparently, when you no longer live in normal reality, these are the problems that start feeling important. Now let's talk about the yacht situation in Monaco, because this is where the detachment becomes visible from space. At the bottom, you have normal rich people with their regular boats, that kind that has a steering wheel and some seats. Then you have the starter yachts, basically floating penthouses with better views, and staff that pretends to like you. Then you have actual mega yachts. These have helipads, garages for smaller boats, movie theaters, and even enough bedrooms for the family reunion that you don't want to attend. But the top level is something else. These are the ones so big that their support boats is the size of a mega yacht 10 years ago. Basically Russian nesting dolls. Your yacht has a secret garage that holds another mega yacht, which holds another yacht. Just for fun, let's do some math. If you seized every billionaire's asset in America, you would roughly get $6.22 trillion. That's enough to run the entire US government for about 11 months. Or you could simply give every American around $18,000 one time. Meanwhile, the average inheritance in the country is about $46,000. So purely from a financial perspective, you would make more money mafiosa styling your parents than waiting for the government to seize billionaires' assets to liquidate them. But the real top of the hierarchy isn't who has the biggest yacht, it's who has the biggest ocean. And you know what that means.
America!
That's
Fuck
right,
yeah!
baby. US Navy
Coming
back
again
at it
to
again.
save the
Checkmate
motherfucking
billionaires.
day, yeah,
Senators are for the
America!
boys, fuck
Fuck
kids.
yeah!